Hey guys, my name is Danny Dumas, and this is the Earn Your Title podcast. And today, I want to do a little diagnosis. Now, as in my job as a paramedic, there's certain conditions or emergencies that we do some very simple tests, and it determines whether or not that the patient is having an emergency. For instance, if you can't smile with one side drooping down, you're probably having a stroke. If you can't say the simple words without slurring, like ball, tree, flag, if you say blah, 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 you're having a stroke. You hold your hands out in front of you, if one drops below the other one, you're having a stroke. It's almost definitive. Like this, if this is happening, you are having a problem. If you told me I'm having crushing chest pain, it's radiating down my left arm and up into my jaw, even without doing an EKG, I would say more than likely you're having a heart attack. And over the new year, during the holidays, I had to do a little bit of assessment on my mental state, and specifically my attention span. And I have a couple tests for you. All right. And this is going to be related to technology in your phone. Test 1. When was the last time you sat down on the toilet and didn't look at your phone? Test 1. If you answered, I don't remember, you might have a problem with social media. And I think it could be several problems all in the same family. It could be that you're addicted to technology. It could be that you're bored. More than likely, and what I think it is for me is that I have a problem with the amount of dopamine that I get, what is giving me my dopamine. Like I'm looking for it in these short bursts. When was the last time you went to a doctor's appointment and instead of sitting there and just thinking and waiting, you pulled out your phone and looked at it? If the answer is, I can't remember, you might have a problem. Can you remember the last time that you had access to your phone and you were bored? If you can't remember, you might have a problem. And I'm saying that because I had a problem. I was constantly looking at my phone, constantly filling the board time. And the other thing that I was doing, and this is not good either, is that while I'm consuming this social media and the YouTube entertainment, I found that my attention span was getting so short, even to the point where if I was watching a series at about the 20-minute mark, say it's a 45-minute series or show, I'd be clicking on the video to look to see how much more time I had left because it had seemed like it's so long. Now, I fully planned on watching the entire episode. Like I had no other plans. So whether it took an hour or 45 minutes, it didn't matter. I was going to watch it. But in my mind, I had almost like an anxiety, like how much time left? I noticed that I would watch videos that were 7 minutes long and I'm clicking, doing the same thing. I'm clicking on my iPad to look, say, there's only 3 more minutes left. Like I needed to know, like I couldn't fathom the thought of just letting it surprise me when it was done. So I took some steps. I decided I needed to make an intervention. And if you look online, you might hear people call this a dopamine detox because dopamine, sometimes we think of it as the pleasure molecule or the pleasure hormone, but really it's the molecule of more. And there's a book that's called The Molecule of More. And it's the drive to do anything. And some people say, you need to have a dopamine detox. That is incorrect. You do not need to get rid of dopamine. In fact, if you did, your life would be terrible. You might starve to death. We wouldn't repopulate the planet. Good things wouldn't happen because dopamine is the drive that gets us to do that. And so I just wanted to do a reset. And I'm going to do my best, Andrew Huberman, to try to explain how dopamine works and why we need to reset it, recalibrate it, if you will. And then I'll explain what I'm currently doing, what I plan to continue to do to just make sure that, I have a little bit more focus, that I have an attention span that's longer than a goldfish's. And so first, what is dopamine and how does it work? It's the molecule of more. It's the thing that makes you desire something. So for instance, let's say you are driving home and you think, man, right now, a burrito would be so good. Not just a burrito, the Chipotle burrito. And I'm not being sponsored, but if I have to have fast food, that's what I want. I want a Chipotle chicken and rice burrito. So I get this spike of dopamine in my brain. It says, yes, that's a good idea. You're hungry. You've worked hard. You deserve it. You want this. And you get this spike of dopamine and you can feel good. Like, okay, cool. And then what happens, it's interesting. You actually get a little bit of a drop. So if you have baseline, you desire something, dopamine goes up. Then you get a drop of dopamine below baseline, which gives you the drive. The feeling of not having the baseline dopamine is what drives you to, instead of going straight home, take the 15-minute detour to go and find the nearest Chipotle, go in there. It gives you that drive to go do that. So you get the spike, then you get the dip, and then the accomplishment, actually, sometimes if it's just, hey, this was a burrito, it's really good, it just brings you back to baseline and life is good. Maybe they gave you, extra cheese and it was even amazing. So you get even a little bit higher bump past baseline. Or maybe, the rice was overcooked and the chicken was chewy and you don't get quite back to where you want. But we live our life in these peaks and valleys of dopamine, the desire, the drop, which gives you the motivation to go get what you want. And then based on the results, either higher, lower, or baseline of dopamine. Well, in our highly interactive world with all this technology, we're getting small hits of dopamine, little peaks of dopamine. Oh, there's a notification. Is it my friend? No, it's a text message telling me who to vote for or renew my car insurance, or wasn't what I was expecting. I'm not fulfilled. My dopamine is down a little bit, and we're doing this all day long. And the technology companies. And for me, the big three are YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are so good at just, those creators are just hitting the buttons, man. And this is where I kind of had to decide, am I addicted to technology, or do I just really enjoy it? And I am addicted to the enjoyment of it. And I don't think that I'm addicted to the technology. I don't need to, I can go a week. When I go hunting, I don't have my phone, I'm out in the woods. Life is good. I don't feel like I'm empty, but I realize I really do enjoy it. If you want to make me feel bad about myself, show me a video of somebody falling down and I will laugh every single time. It makes me feel bad, but it's like my kryptonite. But I'll watch videos of people falling down for hours. It's something that I just enjoy. Maybe that's kind of sick, but it's something that I do. I really like gathering information from YouTube. I very rarely watch TV. Maybe I watch sports games. That's about it that I watch on normal TV. At work, we watch the news while we're eating, but I don't go after it. I go after YouTube. There's things I want to see. And so I decided I need to just do a reset, right? Because you don't want to get rid of dopamine. You don't want to detox dopamine out of your life. That's not what you want to do. I wanted to do a reset. And so I came up with what I thought would help. And I'm about 10 days in. When this gets released, I'll be roughly 2 weeks of my dopamine detox, dopamine reset, whatever you want. And it has been really, really good. And it's very simple. I have decided to not engage with Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. I'm not going on there. Now, I have made some exceptions. I was looking to buy something, so I got on Facebook Marketplace. Maybe I'm cheating a little bit. I don't know. I decided to get rid of that. And initially I was like, and I'm getting rid of YouTube. And what I realized is I really like YouTube and I didn't want to. And I think when you're trying to change your habits, you got to make it a little bit easier. I didn't want to suffer of just sitting around and just reading, although I do enjoy reading and I'm doing that more. So what I decided is if I'm going to watch a YouTube video, when I click on it, whether it's 5 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour and a half, I need to watch the entire thing. So if it's something I'm interested in and I click on it and it ends up being a sucky video, unless it's just totally like clickbait and it wasn't what I wanted, I'm going to watch all 20 minutes of whatever this thing is. And that's really helped. I decided on an app like YouTube, I'm not going to watch anything that automatically populates the next video. So I'm not going to go to shorts, click on it and just let the next one and the next one. I'm not going to do that scrolling. I decided, and I don't really know if this has anything to do with dopamine, but it's just a healthy habit, is that an hour before I go to bed, I'm going to get off electronics completely. And it's been great. I've been reading more. I'm halfway through 2 books. I've got 1 book at work and 1 book at home, and I'm halfway through them. And I've enjoyed that process of just reading. That's the plan. No Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok. And I'm executing it. Now, next Tuesday, when I'm done with this, I have to decide where I'm going to go. And like what the maintenance dose will be of this challenge. Like, what am I going to continue? But before I do that, I don't want you to think that I'm perfect. I think sometimes we hear, I don't know what I am, but for lack of a better word, an influencer or a podcaster, and they're talking about all these things they're doing and the workouts they're doing and how they're nailing it. I'm not. I failed multiple times in the day, especially the first 2 or 3 days. I would do something like I was editing one of these podcasts, and when I do the video, it has to render, which takes a little bit of time. So I hit render. Normally, it takes 5 minutes. And without even thinking about it, I was 2 minutes in and I'm scrolling on my phone. Like zero thought whatsoever of, oh, this is not what I wanted to do. Like it literally just happened. So I've had been very conscious of reaching for my phone and like automatically going there. But I've failed, and I've done that several times throughout the past 2 weeks. And that's okay. One thing I'm really trying to get away from is an all or nothing approach. I'm working on my diet a little bit for the beginning of the year, and I've definitely not been consistent every single day, and that's okay. I don't want you to think that, hey, I'm going to try something and you're going to be perfect at it. It's literally not how we work. We don't just do something, start it, and you're excellent and you excel and it's perfect. It's a process. I'm going through the process. And I would encourage you to just see it as a process. It's not something that you have to do. So I'm going through it, and my life is better. 100%. I realize that I'm more available to my wife and kids. My daughters, the youngest would ask to play, and I wasn't engulfed into this world of fast wins. And I think it's a good thing. So when I'm done, I really think that I will stay off of those 3 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, at least during the week. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my phone, and I have an iPhone, and I'm going to set a limit of 20 minutes daily, but I don't plan on using that. So that would be an hour's worth of my time that I could get on those platforms. And it's a couple reasons. One, I do interact with you through social media. I have a desire to increase my social media presence as the Earn Your Title podcast. I don't necessarily enjoy that immensely of posting, but I think I need to do better because this podcast is doing well, and thank you for that. I would like it to do better, and I would like it to reach more men and help them, and I think that would be good. So if you ever see me on social media, on Instagram, and I'm promoting something, if you could encourage me a little bit, because I don't necessarily love it. Just, give me thumbs up, say, hey, that's awesome. Even if it's not, just, boost my ego a little bit. So maybe I'll get a little more excited I get a little dopamine hit, right? You could be the catalyst. You could be my dealer of dopamine. And so I want to have that. I don't want to take it away completely, but I think I'm going to just reduce the amount, and it's been good. I would encourage you, if you have any of those criteria, you can't go to the bathroom without getting on your phone. You scroll and you've lost track of time. You don't know where the time has gone. You can't watch a 10-minute video without looking ahead to see how much faster. If you're currently listening to this podcast on anything more than 1.5 speed, that's you too. Like 1.25, I think is accurate. That's where I listen to it. Like if you ever meet me in person, my voice will probably be lower because you're used to hearing me at 1.25 or 1.5. That's okay. But over 2, you guys are crazy. So just dial back a little bit, and I think your life will be better. If you need help doing that, I want to help. I want to get on a phone call with you, come up with a plan on how to, reset your dopamine, change the way you speak to your wife, help, with disciplining your kids and figuring that out, figure out what job you want next, figure out how to, what kind of health goals you want to go after. I want to help. My email is danny@dannydumas.com. And I am there. I check my email. Actually, I don't check it every day, which I think is a good thing. But when I go to work, I always check it. So if it takes me a couple days to get back with you, it's because I'm trying not to be addicted to my phone. But reach out. I'd love to talk to you there. I think it would be good. Can't wait to meet you. My name is Danny Dumas, and this is the Earn Your Title podcast. I will talk to you later. Bye.